I have never seen Madden Ultimate Team cards that look like this. Now, Soul family, and welcome back to another Madden 26 Ultimate Team video. Core Elite reveals are happening right now, and there is a massive change going on with these cards that we need to talk about. This will change Madden Ultimate Team as you know it. Now, let me take you back to where this all began. Defensive tackles got revealed a couple days ago, and the first player that popped up on my screen was a 59 speed Chris Jones card. Tell me the last time that the highest overall defensive tackle in Madden as a Core Elite got a 59 speed card. It's crazy. Then as time progressed, it wasn't just defensive tackles. We got running backs revealed. Christian McCaffrey was an 81 speed running back, and the majority of these running backs, granted, yeah, they got 82 speed, 83 speed. They looked relatively normal, but the Christian McCaffrey was an outlier. He was 81 speed. We had already seen some slow defensive tackles. Then more reveals came, because after that it was linebackers, and linebackers started to tell the story. There was no 80 plus speed linebacker revealed in the entire Core Elite section of the linebackers, which I don't think is a problem. I'm going to go through and give my opinion on these changes, but let's talk just what is actually coming, and it's of course that speed is not what it used to be in Madden. Now, after linebackers came tight ends, and with the tight end reveals in this game, again, it was the same story. Only one card getting 80 plus speed. Travis Kelce clocking in at 73 speed. A bunch of tight ends that usually are probably in the low 80s for speed coming in at 74, coming in at 77. They were very low. So you're seeing the trend here. Speed in Madden Ultimate Team is not what it used to be, but there's more to the story than just every card being a lower speed, because EA Sports seems to actually be taking a somewhat tactical approach to these changes and a realistic approach to make Madden feel like what it actually is in the NFL. Now, here's what I mean. I'm sorry, but if Saquon Barkley and Chris Jones are running down the football field at the same time, there is no reason why Chris Jones should be catching Saquon Barkley. But if you play Madden Ultimate Team right now, or you played Madden Ultimate Team last year, and you try and run a stretch play, well, defensive tackles, edges, linebackers, they flow to the ball, and they flow to the ball a little bit unrealistic. If you call a stretch play, realistically, you're not just getting tackled by the strong side linebacker. The weak side linebacker is going to be flying over there. The defensive tackle can shed and basically run as fast as the running back. But this year, EA Sports has not only changed the way speed works position by position, but even within their position, speed is now more realistic. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, wide receivers, corners, and running backs are going to be the fastest players on the field. That is what it is like in real life. Below that, the safeties will be a little bit slower, the linebackers and tight ends will be slower than that, and the defensive line will be the slowest. And what's really been done here is, number one, the gaps between each of those positions has been increased. In past years, a linebacker would realistically be maybe 3 or 4 speeds slower than a receiver. He could catch up to him. A defensive tackle or an edge would be 5 or 6 speeds slower than a running back. Now that's not the case. Now linebackers are almost 10 speeds slower. Defensive linemen are 15 speeds slower, and that's actually realistic to what it is in the real life. Now, beyond just the position by position changes, it seems like EA Sports is actually taking a more tactical approach within each position too. Because if we take a look at, say, the wide receiver reveals in this game, I'm sorry, but Drake London, he is not a fast receiver in real life. He clocks in at 79 speed, but his route running stats, his catching stats, his height, that's all going to be there, versus a Tyreek Hill who's going to have noticeably worse stats when it comes to catching, who is much, much smaller, but the speed is there. Okay, so now we know that speed position by position is going to be more realistic. We know that speed inside of a position is going to be more realistic, but let's go over the pros and cons of how that's actually going to affect Madden Ultimate Team. Now, I've got a bunch written down here. Number one, let's go over pros, and I think the first pro is the fact that there's going to be way more strategy, hopefully, when it comes to picking cards. A common complaint with Madden Ultimate Team is every card feels the same. If a new running back comes out in the game, he feels basically the same as the last running back who was the best in the game. Now, ideally, what this change does is it makes things more realistic. If trucking, say, for example, is a very, very good stat on a running back, well, Derrick Henry, who might be a little bit slower, but is a better trucker, could be the move. Versus if juking is what you're the best at, well, you're probably going to pick a card who's got a little more speed, a little more juke, and that's the avenue you're going to go. Now, I will say there's a very big caveat to this pro, and that is the fact that other stats are important. Right now in Madden Ultimate Team, speed is the most important stat. If EA Sports finds a way to make other stats important, well, that will make this change a massive W, because now there's so much more strategy when it comes to picking players, which that to me, I think is a W. Now, a couple other pros. Number one, this could absolutely bring back budget cards. It seems like maybe a 78 overall running back could have faster speed than Christian McCaffrey. That could make things a lot better for a player that's no money spent like myself and doesn't want to drop the hundreds of thousands of coins. Instead, we want a 78 overall running back with some speed. That could be electric. Now, a couple other pros, game longevity and overall card longevity. We're starting speed a lot lower, meaning we're getting to 99 speed a lot slower. That means there'll be more long longevity with this game, which that to me is a W. And I also think there's more player longevity, because say for example, you've got a really good running back with good speed in this game. Well, if EA Sports is being true to what they're saying right now, and say for example, you've got a running back that you really like with good speed, good juke, and you're kind of waiting for the next running back with that similar archetype to come out in this game, well, that would mean that you're not just going to buy the next running back that drops. No, you're going to be a little patient and you're going to wait for a card that fits your archetype. Now, the final pro in my personal opinion of this change, which I hope is how it plays out in game, is realism. These speed changes, they are significantly more realistic in terms of how people operate on a real NFL football field. I'm sorry, but Chris Jones is not catching Saquon Barkley. In Madden right now, there's a good chance he does. But in Madden 26, when Chris Jones is 59 speed and Saquon Barkley's 85 speed, that is a big gap, and it's probably realistic to how those players would play on the field. Okay, we went over the pros of this change. Let's go over the cons of this change. And the number one thing that I am most worried about right here is that if EA Sports does not make other stats matter, it will lead to there being legitimately just 1 to 2 good players at each position with high speed that are the cards that absolutely every single person is using. In theory, if speed is still very important in this game, but there's only a couple of cards with really good speed, well, everyone is going to be buying those cards, and other cards, they'll kind of become useless if other stats don't matter. This is a high risk, high reward change by EA Sports. If they are correct in this change, and now other stats matter, and now we're able to have this variety in our teams, that is a huge W. If they are incorrect, and they are releasing cards that just aren't really usable, high truck running backs, good route running receivers, maybe a strong safety with good play rec who you will actually notice making better plays in zone coverage, those types of changes, if they don't actually affect the game, well, everyone's just going to be buying the high speed players, and these other cards, they won't even matter. So that's a potential con. It's not a real con, but it's a potential con depending on how things shake out. Now, the next one that you guys are going to have to adapt to is slower speed in game. I am telling you off rip, in Madden 26 Ultimate Team, the game is going to feel slow. I will guarantee you that. We are starting off with 77 speed tight ends. It is going to feel very slow. I think in the long term, it'll end up being a W, but at the start of the game, it's going to feel slow, and that's basically a guarantee. Now, on the topic of feeling slow, I really just fingers crossed hope that the user does not feel incredibly slow. The user to me on defense is what's got to feel at least somewhat decent. I am really hopeful that users still feel pretty good. If they don't feel pretty good, that's going to be annoying. I don't care about my cornerback. I don't necessarily care about my defensive lineman. If my defensive lineman is slow, that's not a problem. But my user, that's where things would get a little annoying. And then the final thing is this change could hurt theme teams. Say, for example, I'm running a theme team where realistically they just did not have the fastest players on their squad. Like the Patriots as an example, thinking back to some cards that would fit on a Patriots theme team, they aren't necessarily the fastest players. Gronk's not the fastest tight end in the world. Some of their OG receivers besides Randy Moss weren't absolute speedsters. If you're running a theme team like that just naturally didn't have a lot of fast players play on their team in the history of that squad, that could make theme teams a little bit tougher to build depending on which one you're building. Again, that's a bit of a caveat, and the fact that you actually get theme team boost to boost up speed should mitigate that fact, but it could kind of increase some of the divide between some of the really good theme teams and some of the bad ones could get a little more left in the dust. Now, overall, that is what you need to know about Madden 26 Ultimate Team cards. So let me know in the comment section if you are a fan of this change or if you are against it. Me personally, if it works out, it'll be amazing, but like I said, I think it's high risk, high reward. EA Sports, the ball is in your court. Let's see how this game is. I'm out. Love y'all, boys. See ya. Peace.